If you've been following Gogo Gala, you'll know that for the last 15 weeks I've been privileged to be travelling around Europe, and that's given me many a time to reflect on the nature of travel. Before I left home, a good friend asked me, why do we travel? And I've been thinking about that, and I started recording down some of the ideas as they occurred to me. So in chronological order, here's what I've been thinking the last 2 or 3 weeks. Why do we travel? Some would say it's to go off and explore different cultures and to see the other. And some will mourn that there's a loss of that difference through the globalization of cultural sort of society. But on another level, I'd say maybe that I travel to be reminded of the commonality of the human experience, the shared values and ideas that all people try to get through during life. And that whilst they are embodied in slightly different ways, there is a common core despite cultural differences. I like to imagine what it would be like to live in a place, or how it would be embodied. And sometimes travel's about understanding the forces, the movements that shape our lives, historical events, locations, helping to join the dots. It also strikes me that certain places have a legend or a mystique around them, and sometimes travel is about just stretching your world and making those places a little bit more real and tangible. And whilst you lose the luster of the mystique, you gain a lot more in place. Travel is full of a multitude of possibilities, and more often than not, you're stuck in a tension between to do and to do. Sometimes travel is just about getting lost. You're coming to a realization, I think I recognise that place. I might know where I am. And then getting really lost again. And finally, the pleasure of finding your way back home again, stuffed. And more often than not, my travel is about scratching an itch and answering the curiosity call. And sometimes I think travel is about grasping and getting amongst the language, which I struggle to do at the moment. My travel's also about living places wishing you had more time, so that there's so much more to do. It's a good way to live. Sometimes my travel's just about seeing how well other people use the colour orange. Through travel, you learn a lot. You learn about how much you have and how little you actually need. And many times travel is just about being totally surprised and finding unexpected things. And sometimes travel is just... Sometimes I wonder whether travel is the search for some sense of utopian place or self. But it's never there. What's the difference between a traveller and a tourist? I'm not sure. But I know that the act of travelling brings out selflessness and selfishness in some people. Maybe there's a difference in there, I don't know. Travel raises questions about what is authentic and what is replicated for tourist. Sometimes travel just fills you with a sense of hope and awe and beauty. Travelling can be a test. 10 minutes ago I fell over and thought I'd broken my arm, and now I'm here in the sun. Gone for a walk, turned right in a place where I've never turned before, and found something which I have no idea what it is, but it was open, and just walked on in. And I think that kind of reconfirms my style of travel that I like doing. The happy accident, just discovering stuff and going there. Travel at its best, I hope, breeds an open-mindedness and kind of brings an awareness not to reduce things down to just stereotypes and key kind of icons. There's this final scene of a film that I've always loved, Local Hero. Found it very poignant about travel. A character arrives home after being away in Scotland, and you see him there emptying his pockets of some shells and putting them on the table, and then grabbing a photo or a pin and putting it up on the notice board. And he stands there looking at these things. And you can see this kind of poignant sadness, longing, with the memories. He's had a fantastic time. I'm hoping this film does the same sort of thing. Goodbye.